Hey everyone, this is Khara Croswaite Brindle. Just wanted to do a walkthrough of all the books that I have currently. I'll probably have to update this as I continue to write books, but wanted to give people this resource, which is now on our website, and just a quick overview of each book, if that's helpful. So our original book that made me a published author, but also my co-author, Christina Murphy, is a book on clinical supervision, the empowerment model, which is something we founded. There's two different versions on Amazon, the first edition and the second edition of 2023. So the second edition has more than 40 clinical vignettes versus the first edition, I think, has 30 something. So we added some more vignettes to the second edition, as well as talk about telesupervision, some other cool stuff. That's the first book to talk about. Second book, published in 2020, was a Amazon bestseller, English and Spanish versions, which you'll see here below. And this is a book that gives 23 tools for work-life balance as someone who's burned out in this field and identifies as a perfectionist entrepreneur. So here's the Spanish version here in this like lime green color, and then we have a workbook also available on Amazon. Next, we have helpers with Hashimoto's, but also just the connection of vicarious trauma, vicarious healing, and thyroid conditions in professional helpers, which is on the rise since the pandemic of 2020. And so this is a book about wellness and balance for professional helpers. So that might help someone on their journey when it comes to work-life balance. A fun project 2022 was a gluten-free cookbook with my family. So 20 family recipes that we made into gluten-free. All the recipes could be with gluten flour or gluten-free flour, but they're all delicious desserts that people don't even realize are gluten-free. That's a fun book for folks to get. Then we have Understanding Ruptured Mother-Daughter Relationships. This is a book published with a publisher in 2023. It has the estrangement energy cycle, which is a big part of this book. And there are a bunch of resources online at estrangementenergycycle.com. So check that out as well. A companion to the mother-daughter estrangement book is Penny McGee's Family Tree, which is talking to kids about family estrangement. So my first venture into children's books, and this was a fun project and really helps people normalize talking about estrangement in an compassionate, empowered way. Then in 2024, I wrote the hardest book of my career, which was Moving from Alert to Acceptance, helping clinicians heal from client suicide. This book is a love letter to colleagues and to myself, my earlier self that lost a client to suicide. So it's two books in one. It talks about our alert suicide assessment framework, as well as how to heal if this were to happen to you, which for 1 in 4 clinicians, this will happen in their career. We also have a workbook thanks to co-collaboration with Alex Castro-Torre. So some exercises that help folks heal from client suicide. This could be great for group work or a retreat for folks that are doing this powerful work of healing clinicians in our field. And then we have Your Enneagram and Money from 2025, early this year, which is a book for anyone who identifies as an under-earner to spend, save, and make more money based on their Enneagram personality type. So we have the book as well as the workbook, which I will link here as well. Then we have Catalyst to Counseling as a quick little ebook, Building Better Boundaries as an ebook, Human and the Helper is a free book with 20 stories of resiliency with therapists. And then we have, of course, our free report on APEs, which is a huge passion point for me to normalize that they happen, which are career-altering events of mental health, and how to handle that. So this is more data collection on this free little ebook. Bottom two are free. The top two are about $5 a piece. So in addition to the Enneagram and Money workbook that I'll put here as well, these are all the books that I've written so far, with 2 more slotted, one for this winter and one next year with a publisher. So continuing to write and look forward to updating this webpage to reflect all of those books for folks that are interested. Thanks for your support.